What's going on, guys? Johnny on the track, back with another video. As you can see, I am not in my normal studio where I film, and I call it a studio. It's really just a desk where I plop my personal computer on, put my Johnny on the track background. But anyway, I'm going to call it a studio. Not there. I'm actually in Atlanta for a work trip. Not too far from Atlanta Motor Speedway. And I got to say, I like Atlanta. And I feel like I'm going to come back here and get to Atlanta Motor Speedway to watch a race. It is hot, obviously, but it seems like it rains a lot, so I feel like it cools down. Now I'm just kind of talking a lot, but long story short, I kind of want to come back to Atlanta and see a race. Anywho, like I said, since I'm here, I don't have my work computer, I don't have my personal computer, so I'm filming this from my phone. Haven't done a lot of research like I would have liked to. For this race. But with that being said, I was able to do a good amount of research. I feel pretty confident in what I have. The eye test too, and kind of history on the track, I feel pretty confident with that as well. So I'm going to give some bets out that I'll be placing. Not as much as we normally do on the show, but like I said, I definitely want to share some of this stuff with you guys. And Johnny on the track on Action Network for all my bets, post-practice, post-qualifying. I think a lot is going to come from me, at least post-practice and qualifying, where I can finally kind of just digest a little bit from, being so busy and see on-track stuff and go from there. But like I said, with what I found, I feel pretty confident about these bets that I'm going to share with you all today, because it's just me in a hotel room. I'm going to make this short and sweet. We'll keep it quick, so let's get right into it. One bet I like, it's a super dark horse bet. There's a couple ways you could do it. If you want to go for the huge dark horse big win, Ryan Preece to win, plus 15,000. He's a two-time truck winner here. Had a win where he kind of came from the back, didn't practice well, didn't qualify well, drove his way up to the front, kept his truck there at the end and won. And then last year just had a dominating truck and dominated that race really at Nashville. So I like Preece. I also feel like at tracks where he's been expected to run well, he's run pretty well. Martinsville, Bristol, he had two good runs going. Obviously, speeding penalty cost him at Martinsville, and a wreck with Kyle Larson cost him at Bristol. But he had fast cars there, had a fast car at the Clash, had a good car at Charlotte, one of his best mile and a halves, finished pretty well there. So I like Preece here. I could see this going two ways. One where he qualifies well, he practices well, he's starting maybe around 8th to 12th, and he just puts together a good solid top 10 run. Or he doesn't qualify so well, and because he knows the track really well and how he needs his car to feel, stage 3 we see him kind of being a late contender running around that 8th to 12th position. So if you really want that big bet, it's plus 15,000 for him to win, but I like the top 10. It would be his first top 10 of the year. I think it's a really safe bet to have him top 10 at a track like this where he has good history. I think there's also some maybe a top 4 or a top 5. Who knows? But let's not forget, 2 years in a row, this guy's won the truck race here at Nashville. So I think that's a solid bet. I think another guy that you want to place the winning bet on is Martin Truex Jr. He won the earlier race at Dover, which is another track on concrete. Nashville is a concrete oval. To me, it's kind of a guy that should be on everybody's radar. He's in great form right now. The whole team coming off that Sonoma win. If you think this is one of those seasons for Martin Truex Jr. where it just all clicks, I think this is a really good bet. You get it plus 750 on DraftKings Sportsbook, which even that number, I think there's good value there for Truex. Chase Elliott plus 850 on DraftKings. It would be back-to-back for Chase, but he's been really good on concrete. Won both the full concrete tracks last year, Nashville and Dover. Then, you have Martinsville and Bristol that have, I think the outer banks are concrete. So Concrete Chase, right? I mean, that's a nickname that was kind of given to him last year after he kind of dominated on the concretes. So I like Chase here. Back to back, I mean, that's tough to do. But in the position where he is right now, fighting for just wins, I mean, he's going to have to win this thing. So I think that's a safe bet, plus 850. I think there's good value there. And then the other one I'm looking at real quick is Ricky Stenhouse for a top 10. He's at a 6th place finish here and a 16th place finish here. And, that was when this team was not what it is now. This team this year is a good, solid playoff team. This is a team that's running around 12th, really outrunning their equipment, but it seems like things have clicked. I mean, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. is a well-respected guy in the garage. He is a guy that is super talented, has really a kind of a diverse style of racing. He can do it on super speedways, obviously we know. When you give him some speed, he can be pretty good on the cookie cutter 1.5 mile tracks. And we've seen speed at the 1 milers too this year. So Stenhouse has put together a good solid resume at this track and this year. So I think you kind of combine that stuff. I think Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Top 10 is a good bet. He's plus 10,000 to win this thing. So I assume you might be looking around plus 200 for that top 10 bet. I think there's good value there. And then the last 2 bets I'll give are prop bets. It's Toyota to win plus 175. And then if your book has team wins, I think JGR to win is also a good solid bet. Toyota was really, really strong here last year. They just weren't able to close the deal. I think if they bring similar cars to the track this year, they are the absolute favorites. I should say, in my opinion, they're the absolute favorites. Hendrick Motorsports, you've got Byron, you've got Larson, you've got Chase Elliott. 2 of those 3 have won this track in the Cup Series, and the other guy is a guy that is probably been the best car from start of the year to where we are right now, being William Byron. So I think the odds will say that Hendrick is the favorite, but to me, JGR should be, because I think for 2 stages, they had 3 of the top 4 cars last year here, and Bubba Wallace was the fastest in practice. Kyle Busch was second fastest. Denny Hamlin was on the pole. So stage 1, 3 of the top 4 were Joe Gibbs Racing cars. End of stage 2, 1, 2, and 3 were Joe Gibbs Racing cars. And then the final stage, Joe Gibbs Racing finished. It's Denny Hamlin 6th, Christopher Bell 8th, and then Martin Truex Jr. and Kyle Busch finished 21st and 22nd. So they did not get the finish they deserved after dominating the early stages of this race. I think that changes. I think JGR and Toyota, I think they sealed the deal this time. I think JGR, I want to say I feel like JGR is going to seal the deal. But you can cover yourself if you do Toyota, which, like I said, I believe is, plus 175. That would give you Bubba Wallace and Tyler Reddick as well as not Ty Gibbs. He's part of JGR. That would give you Bubba Wallace and Tyler Reddick as well. And like I said, Bubba Wallace was the fastest in practice here when we did practice last year. So not a ton of bets, but I do feel confident in what I gave out. So like I said, Johnny on the Track on Action Network for any bets post-practice, post-qualifying. Appreciate you guys bearing with me here. Not the situation I would like to be doing my best bets and drivers to watch for. But with that being said, I'm glad I just got some stuff out this week. We'll be back next week, with a full show, full bets, all the good stuff. So appreciate you guys watching. Definitely, if you can, like this video. I know you probably want to dislike it with the situation, but give it a like. Always want to know what you guys think in the comments. And like I said, appreciate you guys watching. Thanks.